Okay, so I'm back. I've got my two friends, aka my dogs, Indigo and Violet. Um, and Violet actually has anxiety, so we try to calm her down as much as possible by doing lots of exercise, by going on walks. But both my dogs love yoga. Sometimes they'll just do down dog on their own, but sometimes they'll take over our mats and try to do yoga with us. So I thought they were the best partners to have for today to do yoga with us. So first, we're gonna start by breathing deeply. That's the most important thing that you can do, especially when you're anxious or when you're feeling worried. The first thing that happens is that your heart races and your breathing increases, and then you feel sweaty and nervous. So we're gonna calm all of that down and just breathe deeply in and out through the nose. If you'd like, you can close the eyes. Sitting comfortably, maybe you're in a chair, maybe you're on the floor like me. We will start to do some poses where you're moving around a bit, so maybe you do want to give yourself a bit more space. But continuing to breathe deeply, we'll start by inhaling the arms all the way up overhead and exhaling the palms down through heart center. Maybe you follow the hands with your gaze. One more big deep breath in through the nose. So we're doing a lot of big deep belly breaths. So we want to expand our belly as we're inhaling. And as we exhale, the belly gets a little bit smaller. So maybe you place your hands on your belly. And again, you just take a big deep breath in and try to push your hands away from each other. Just one more. Okay, so now that we did some good breathing, I was thinking we could pretend that we're some animals, maybe in the forest, and we'll really start moving our bodies. So first, let's put the bottoms of our feet together. Maybe you have a dog in your way, so you can make room for your knees to come out nice and wide, and you can grab the soles of the feet and you just flutter your butterfly wings, your knees, flapping your wings, continuing to breathe deeply. And then maybe you start to flap them a little bit slower. And then maybe your wings stop flapping. It's okay, you're on the ground now. And maybe you lean forward a little bit, get a little stretch, and then you can inhale back up. And you can cross your ankles, and we're gonna come on to hands and knees. And we're gonna become cats and cows. So we're gonna do cat and cow pose. So by doing, for cow pose, you're gonna lift your head up and drop your belly down and go moo. Okay, that was a really weird moo. You can stick the tongue out if you want. You can be nice and silly with this. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bring the belly all the way up toward the sky, just like a scared Halloween cat. And then you're gonna inhale, bringing the belly back down to the floor, lifting up through the heart. I'm not gonna try and moo again, that was uncomfortable. And then as you exhale, you're coming back into your cat pose. scaredy little Halloween cat. We'll do 2 more of these, lifting up the heart for your cow pose. And exhaling for your cat pose. Always breathing nice and deep. And one last cat pose. And then from here, what I like to do is take off my socks because it's a little easier. And it might be difficult with 2 sleepy dogs in my way. But we're gonna lift up. So tucking the toes underneath. And you're gonna just lift off the floor a little bit, kind of balancing with the shins parallel to the mat. And this is called bear pose. So we're big, angry bears! Rah! Rah! Maybe walk around a little bit. Rah! Am I scaring you? Okay, so coming back onto your mat, we're gonna go from being bears to being dogs. So we're doing downward facing dog. So again, breathing deeply, big deep breaths. And then from here, you're gonna walk your hands and your feet together. And you're gonna lift through your heart nice and long. And exhale to fold forward and just release out some of your muscles. Maybe you swing your arms. Doing whatever feels good. Always breathing. And then you inhale, coming all the way up. And exhaling the hands to heart center. Taking a moment. Beautiful. Okay, now from here, we're gonna inhale the arms all the way back up toward the sky, and we're gonna pretend like there's a chair behind us. And we're gonna pretend we're about to sit in that chair. And we're gonna scooch our hips all the way back. And then maybe you lift the hands up, but there's not actually a chair there, so you're doing a lot of work. And then you exhale, and you bring your hands back down. And you inhale to lift up, and then walk back to your bear pose. Rah! And then maybe from here, you drop back down onto your knees. And then I'm gonna give myself a little bit more space because there's a dog in my way. But from hands and knees, you can release yourself all the way down to the mat, even if there's a dog there. And you can lift your heart, press the tops of your toes into the mat, and pretend you're a cobra, a snake. Or you could be a dog, an upward facing dog. Beautiful, stretching nice and long, breathing deeply. Exhale, and we're coming back to our downward facing dog. Big deep stretch. And then from here, we're just gonna drop the knees down onto the mat. And I don't know how I'm gonna, we're just gonna go around the dog. So you're gonna take the big toes touching, the knees come as wide as the mat, you're giving yourself lots of space. And you're gonna come into one of my favorite poses, which is called child's pose. And it's very relaxing. All you have to do is lie your head down on the mat, and you can stretch your arms nice and long if you want to, or you could put them underneath your forehead. And we're just going to take a few moments here. One more deep breath. And then finally, we're going to come all the way back onto our backs on the mat. You don't need something under your knees. That's just extra fun. And you can take the feet as wide as the mat, the arms a bit wider than the mat. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pretend that we're dead. We're in corpse pose, Shavasana. So this is our final way to rest and catch our breath and breathe. You can close your eyes. Continuing to take big, deep breaths. Maybe you put your hands on your belly and you lift up your belly on your inhale. And you press it all out on your exhale. 2 more times, lifting the belly. And exhaling it all out. Once more in through the nose. And exhale it all out. Beautiful. Okay. From here, making your way back up to sit cross-legged, crisscross applesauce. And just gonna keep breathing throughout the rest of your day. Whenever you're feeling anxious, remember that you can do this yoga anytime you want. You can always have your parents look up some poses for you if you're a child, but since you're real college adults, you can just Google it. Or you can ask me because I'm a certified yoga teacher. But remember that there are lots of ways to help with your anxiety, that things like yoga may not be the best one for you. And so you can refer back to the book. You know, he talked about reading books, about different types of exercise, dancing, talking to a loved one, whatever it may be that helps you, go and do it. That's what you need for yourself, and that's what the rest of the world needs from you. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks.